Hi, everyone. Welcome to This One's Dedicated To. I'm Jennifer Ziegler.
And I'm Chris Barton. We both write books for young people, and we love talking with other creators of books for young people about the dedications in their books.
And that's what This One's Dedicated To is all about. And today we're so thrilled to have with us NoNieqa Ramos, who is here to talk about her beautiful, jubilant book, Hair Story, which is illustrated by Keisha Morris. Welcome, NoNieqa. Thank you for joining us.
Hi there.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
We're thrilled to have you with us. I was wondering if you could start us off by reading the dedication out loud so we can hear that in your own voice.
Absolutely. And I'm so thrilled that we are talking about dedication because that's so often something that isn't shared. So here's my dedication for Hair Story. To my queridas J and L, don't forget to stand in front of the mirror and say, I am beautiful, I am perfect, I am loved.
That is beautiful and perfect and lovely. Who are J and L, and why is this particular book dedicated to them?
Interesting, because I haven't looked at the dedication in a minute, and J is for Jandali and L is for Langston. And I always take care to think of when I use their names, just to make sure that they have some privacy, but I know that they love to hear their names in love and in celebration. So yay. Both of my children have had really unique hair journeys themselves, and journeys in how they see themselves, and struggles with how other people may see them. So they are the reason why, part of the reason why I wrote the book, and absolutely deserving of this dedication. And I hope to read it to them again and again and again, to remind them.
At what point did you know from the get-go that you were going to dedicate it to your children, or was there a point where you went, I know?
I think dedications actually, and acknowledgements in novels, because I've done both, take me a while to think about. I think with family, I hope my children always know these words, and I think we all do, right? We hope that our children, and when I say our children, I really want to extend that to mean our students, our readers, our nieces, our nephews. You know, we hope that they know this, and we hope that this is something we're reinforcing. But making a dedication really makes that eternal. You know, it really sort of makes a beautiful etching that we can look back on in time, on a timeline of childhood, and say, you know, my mommy said that about me, my mommy felt that about me. And so I think that's when, not at first, but I decided, you know what, no, it's maybe not enough for me to think they know this, but I want them to know that any art that I create, there's always a connection to them, especially when, you know, we're all writing for young children. So I wanted it to be absolutely crystal clear, and I wanted to make sure that, especially with my children, with marginalized children, they do need the reminders more than others, because they do face so many obstacles, even when you have, you know, a loving home.
Yeah. I have to say, I found it so lovely and inclusive that you use queridex, the non-gender specific. And I love that, because it is so very inclusive, and it is so affirming to people even who don't have this dedicated expressly to them, just to see it in print.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. I really appreciate these focuses that you're bringing to light today. It's just so full of joy, and I feel like it's a really lovely invitation to go to the heart of the story. I think as much as I want to think as an educator, as an author, that I'm teaching, my children also teach me. My teenager, almost 13-year-old. Educates me every day, because they're out in the world as it's rapidly changing every millisecond of every day, no matter how knowledgeable I think I am. And so I always I become more conscious of being more inclusive, even beyond what I think that means. And so one of the reasons why I have queridix is, yes, to, for lack of a better word right now, normalize the fact that we don't have a gender binary, we really never have. We have a gender spectrum.
Mhm.
And every single child, every single little human or parent who looks, maybe peeks at this dedication or looks at my work, I hope that they know I'm here and I'm this force of support and love, and that I am one of many. And so, you know, all of us in this Zoom space, we're one of many in the community that's saying, we see you, we love you, we care about you.
I'm wondering, how did you present this to your children? How did your children find out that this special book is dedicated to them?
So right now we're at the beginning of this book journey. And so it came connected to my previous book, Your Mama, which is an interesting journey as a parent to put a book out about motherhood. And so with my child Langston, I volunteered to go to his school to read, do an author visit, and we did it outside in this nature area. It was absolutely gorgeous. We went on a trail, several classes, and sat on logs. And I brought this book out, and I had this, just what a miracle, right? Just to sit there and to read these books and to share Hair Story when it's still on the advanced reader's copy form, to him. And to Langston and to his classmates. So it was a really profound experience. I was a little nerve-wracking because I read so much to him, but never me.
Did you read the dedication out loud when you read Hair Story that day?
When I read, so it's complicated to have one's mama in a space and share them. Mm-hmm. With other people. And so I think that that's really interesting to think about that, as you know, guess what? We're all human authors and dynamics in the family. And I think that, and I'll say this, I kind of laughing a little bit, but Langston had a little bit of a hard time with my attention being on other children. So I got a little distracted in that he actually walked off for a bit. He was a little bit frustrated with me. And it's still a beautiful day. And I think it's a beautiful day because it just shows you that, this is art, this is life, and life is art, So I didn't get to read it to him publicly. He was so frustrated with me. But I did get to have a talk with him. And it's just kind of funny that you mentioned this because you're bringing it back where I said, baby, no matter how much of my attention is on the children, the students, because I very much am in tune when I'm in a reading. I give 150,000%. You are my number one, Prince. And that is where the dedication got read because he needed it then. Does that make sense? But I think in the end, it was maybe more special because it had to be said in his moment of need, as opposed to my moment of this is my moment to share what I wrote. It became, this is what I need right now. I need you to tell me that I'm the best and the most important. And guess what, Langston, when you listen to this, you are.